Hello, my name is Brittany Sullivan, and I'm a student at Liberty University. For this discussion board, I'll be discussing the topic that I have chosen to be my final research project. For this final project, I chose to research the Battle of Trenton, which was a battle that took place in the American Revolution. The Battle of Trenton was a turning point within the Revolutionary War. The battle itself took place on December 26, 1776. However, all of the pieces started to fall into place for the battle to occur on the night of December 25th, or what is also known as Christmas Day. On the night of December 25th, George Washington prepared his troops for the long hours to come. Before the troops started to cross the Delaware River, they staged a diversion so that their enemy would not know that they were coming. Joseph White writes within his work a narrative of events as they occurred from time to time in the Revolutionary War, with an account of the battles of Trenton, Trenton Bridge, and Princeton. That the troops were to pull down fences and build fires out of whatever they could find. By building the fires and letting them burn throughout the night, Washington's army was able to deceive the enemy by allowing them to think that they were still across the river, when in reality, Washington and his men were crossing the Delaware River to attack the enemy without them knowing. Before crossing the Delaware began, Washington had set a timeline for them to follow so that they could reach their destination before the sun rose on the morning of December 26th. However, as they began their midnight boat ride across the Delaware, things were not going as planned. According to Theodore Savas, Washington's troops were supposed to be across the Delaware River by midnight, but they were not fully across until around 3 a.m. that morning. And then they took another hour getting ready for the hard march to Trenton. Once they made it to Trenton, the enemy was not aware of their presence. Some sources say that the enemy had been partaking in holiday festivities the night before by drinking, and that was how Washington's army was able to take them by surprise. However, Robert Allison states that even though the soldiers who were located within the town of Trenton were surprised by the attack that was taking place, they were professional soldiers and therefore they were sober. Regardless whether or not Washington's enemy was recovering from festivities that occurred the night before, or whether or not they were sober, they were still caught by surprise, with Washington's army attacking early in the morning, the day after a holiday, while everyone that was within the town of Trenton was still sleeping. The win that took place at Trenton was one that Washington's army truly needed. At that point within the war, they had yet to win a single battle, which in turn was leading the men down a hopeless path. Many were starting to lose sight of what they were fighting for and had started to give up hope of winning an endless war. When the enemy at Trenton was defeated, their perspective changed. The Battle of Trenton was one of the most significant battles within the Revolutionary War due to the fact that it was the battle that George Washington's army was able to claim a victory that allowed so many to hope that the war that they were fighting could be won.